Good morning, everybody. This is Matt Rocco, president of the South Florida Manufacturers Association. On behalf of our safety committee, on behalf of our chair, Marty Perrone, and one of our safety committee members, Walker Prego, we'd like to share with you a positive leadership tip of the week. I would now like to introduce our presenter today. This is a pre-recorded webinar, but if you have any questions, we can put you directly in touch with our presenter. But our presenter today is Walker Prego. Walker, the time is yours.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Thank you, Marty. Hello, everybody. My name is Walker Prego. I work for FHP Bosch Manufacturing in Fort Lauderdale. I've been there for 5 years. My role is the human resources partner, but I also help out with the health and safety of our facility there. We have about a little over 300 associates. And, as you can imagine right now with all the things that are going on in the industry, it's a little bit difficult and a little bit tough. But today I'm going to talk about the positive leadership in difficult times. And, we are seeing difficult times right now. So I just wanted to talk about it, and hopefully you guys can get some ideas in regards to what we're doing and what other people are doing as well, and how to, properly manage your associates during these difficult times. Next. So today, I'm going to discuss some of the challenges and leading in these difficult times, whether you're a manager, whether you're a supervisor. These are some of the things that are going on right now, and ways of handling it. The first one is the radical changes from day to day, hour to hour, with massive impacts on one's own life. So we know that with this COVID-19, things are moving very rapidly, and there are things that are being changed basically from hour to hour, whether it's through the CDC, whether it's through the government, whether it's through your local city and municipalities as well. There's a big overflow of negative news and information. Right now, if you turn on the news, basically all you hear is just the rapid spread, the individuals, that are unfortunately are getting sick, and even worse, those that are passing away. And, this brings a fear among associates of getting sick and getting their families sick. At our facility, we've been doing things such as making sure that individuals are walking in with face masks on and have the face mask on at all times at the facility, making sure that we have our social distancing, staying 6 feet apart from each other, making sure that individuals that are going to the cafeteria, we've rearranged it in order to make sure that we're abiding by that social distancing. We're staggering lunches, we're staggering break time, or even staggering the times that people come in and that people go out, just to make sure that we're abiding by those things. There's also a fear of losing income, a fear of the huge impact on the economic and one's own job. There's no blueprint right now for this. It hasn't happened in the past. We have to decide on topics with incomplete information, rapidly changing with the situation that we have going on right now. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of stress. And I believe, the best way to handle this is to give the associates as much information as possible, as quickly as possible. That way everybody can be on the same page and everybody knows, what's going on and how we are reacting as an organization. This might reduce the ability to understand or recall information. So the more communication you have with the individuals, the best it will be. There's multiple loads for associates and leaders. You have family, you have jobs, you have the economy, you have, teams, your home office, and also, the distancing at work that we talked about. There's a high level of responsibility that, leadership has during these tough times, whether it's, decision making, whether it's the care of their employees, and making sure, obviously, that, the employees are safe in the same way they come into work, the same way that we want them going home. Also, while, being concerned about individuals, personal issues. There's also a feeling like being in a free fall. There's a lack of control. There's a feeling of helplessness that also, goes through. And this is something that we as leaders, we want to manage, make sure that we have an open dialogue or open door policy. That way the associates are, free to come in and tell us exactly, how they feel. And that way we can come up with different avenues and different ways of helping them out. For instance, at our facility, we have a EAP program, employee assistance program, where it's free to the associates and they can go ahead and, place a call to talk to a professional for multiple things. But as you can imagine, COVID-19 being the biggest one right now, they can go ahead and call to talk to a professional about the situation and the issues that are going on right now, not only for themselves, but also any family members that they have living at home. These times are tough not only for the associates, but the associates' families that might have, children at home because they cannot attend school right now. Next. So how to be a leader with your people needs right now at this time. So we have a few things here in this slide. We're going to go one at a time. Values like appreciation, trust, and empathy must be seen and also felt on a daily basis. I know at our facility, we have our GM on a daily basis, meeting people out front, greeting individuals, out communication, having meetings in the cafeteria, just to let individuals what's going on. And as we get the information, whether it's from our corporate office or our regional office, we pass that information as soon as we possibly can to our associates. You also want to be authentic, and admit your own uncertainties and your own mistakes during these times. Also foster a constructive culture of dealing with mistakes. If mistakes are going to be made, but as soon as we can rectify the mistakes and pass that information along to our associates, the better it'll be in dealing with those issues. Make sure that also critical feedback is given in an appreciative way. Right now, we're dealing with sensitive times, sensitive topics, and, one of the biggest things that you really have to focus on is, appreciate the associates that, are coming into work and are dedicating part of their lives to making sure that the essential facilities are still running and, they're still getting the job done. Try to stay calm, rational, and thoughtful, and also act like this leading your team. When you're talking to your team, which we do on a daily basis before every shift, you want to make sure that, the information that you're passing along is the most accurate information that you can, and try not to guess or or come up with things that you might have heard, on the morning news, because there's a lot of misinformation going around right now, because as I said before, these are times that we've never experienced before, so we don't really know how to handle it. So we have to make sure that we stay as calm and as rational as we possibly can. We're talking to our associates, and lead with joy. Your attitude, your personality, your demeanor, will reflect the same attitude and personality and demeanor that your associates will have, because they get that vibe from you. Redefine purposes. It's even more important now to reach high performance, do the things that matter, and focus on the highly priority goals. Everyone's contribution is needed at this time, so you have to make sure that you express that to the associates, whether it's in a group setting or whether it's in a one-on-one meeting that you're having, perhaps maybe a daily basis, perhaps maybe a weekly basis, but redefine that purpose and make sure that you're passing that information along to the associates. Success and goals might be redefined. Experiences might be, adapted in these situations. Also, be ready to question processes and approaches. Be open for radical new ways, new ideas. We talked about the, staggering of the start time, the staggering of the end of the day, and also, staggering lunches, and how we deal with, our associates in a group setting that will be different, and, it might change for, a period of time, depending on how long this COVID-19 crisis, continues. You want to also be ready to question process and approaches when it comes to, the acceptance that 2020, might be a year where we might, it will not be an ordinary year. And what we need to do right now is look for the positives and try to make the best of what we have at this time. Some of the operations might slow down. Some of the productivity might be reduced, but you always have to keep in mind, the big picture. The big picture right now is we're dealing with, so you want to make sure that you focus on those positive things that are happening right now during these times. Foster team spirit to keep motivation, and open up constructive, cooperation. This year, we are celebrating our 50th year at FHP Bosch in Fort Lauderdale. And although we wanted to, have a big party where our associates, past, present, can come in with their families, obviously that's had to change. But we're doing some things for our associates to motivate them, or we're having lunches brought in for them. We're making right now T-shirts and hats and coffee mugs, celebrating our 50th year. And we're going to be, handing those out and do things like that throughout the course of this year, just to make sure that we're keeping those associates, motivated and, excited about, coming into work. You want to involve your team in making decisions and prioritizing, especially at this time where, some decisions might be a little hard to make during this COVID-19. You also want to focus on your communication. Every word matters. Make sure that you're clear. Make sure that you're transparent and objective. Again, it does nobody any good in regards to, what you think, what you heard on the news that they're saying, other people's opinion, those type of things. You want to make sure that you focus on accurate clear and transparent communication, because associates are right now aware of all the things that are being said at work in regards to this COVID-19, and they're very focused when it comes to listening for the words that are coming out of your mouth, because whether it's a supervisor, whether it's a manager, whether it's a team lead, you are the face of the organization when you're talking to your individuals. So you want to make sure that, you know, what you're saying, it's objective and transparent. You also might have to take or communicate unpopular decisions, making sure you explain the reason why. It's very important that decisions will be taken during this time. Some of those decisions will be unpopular, but as long as you explain the reason that you're doing what it is that you're doing, it'll make sure that individuals understand you a little bit more clear, and they might not agree with what you're saying or with what you're doing, but at least they can understand it. Next. So impulse for leading in difficult times. You want to make sure that this one's very important. Be present, available, and visible for your associates. Again, we talked about having our GM there on a daily basis, greeting people in the morning. We are giving face masks to our associates, those that need it, once a week. And we're just walking around our plant, making sure that, you know, people are heard, making sure that, you know, we are understanding our individuals and making sure. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's quite fine. I know the virtual webinars, children and dogs. It's okay.
You want to cut and start that slide again?
Yeah, you could just continue from there, Walker. That's fine.
I'm sorry?
You can just continue from where you are.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start that start that third slide again, okay?
No problem. Thank you.
All right. So this next slide talks about impulses for leading in difficult times. And as you see from the first one, be present, available, and visible for your associates. This one is extremely, extremely important. As I said earlier, our general manager is there on a daily basis, is there to make sure that the associates are coming in the morning, make sure that they're greeted properly. We're also, you know, walking around our plant, making sure that we're talking to our associates on a daily basis, you know, and, you know, just listening to them and hearing them out. There are ways also of, you know, being there, being available. We have video right now, we have Skype, and, you know, in person, if possible, is the best way. And that's, you know, what we're doing right now. Even though we're staggering our management team, there's always somebody present during all three of our shifts there to make sure that, you know, we're representing our company, but also we're representing, you know, our associates and anything that they might need from us during this time. You also want to show empathy and understand for their different needs and concerns, and, you know, just offer support or just listen. Some individuals, you know, I've seen during these last couple of weeks that, you know, they just want somebody to listen to them. They want to make sure that, you know, someone is there to hear them out and just to, you know, be an ear for their needs and, you know, the issues that are going through right now. Help everyone to find new working structures and routines, fitting the new situation and the personal needs. We talked about that already in regards to, keeping your social distancing, in regards to all the staggerings that we've been doing, also in regards to having a reduced workforce at our office where we're staggering our shifts just to make sure that we're abiding by those things, as well as, making sure that you have on the face mask at all times while in the facility. Make sure that you regularly meet your team members. Short virtual team meetings every morning, as well as virtual drawer fixes, or with every team member. And that's something that we do right now at this time. We're continuing to have our 7:30 meeting with our. You want me to stop and start again, Matt?
No, it's okay. You can continue, Walker. That's fine. You can take it from there.
So making sure that you're meeting regularly with your team and your team members every morning. That's something that we are continuing to do right now. We are having our daily meetings at 7:30, as we regularly do, in order to make sure that we hear from everybody. And those meetings are going on. We're doing it virtually right now. We also continue to have our daily out on the floor with the team leads, making sure that obviously you're maintaining that 6-foot distance, but just making everybody aware of the daily activities and what will be done on a daily basis. You want to make sure that you foster collaboration between the team members, and take the time to exchange information, whether it's virtual coffee breaks or Skype meetings, or sometimes just a small group setting or a one-on-one. And leading yourself as well. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you're eating healthy. Do work out and sleep enough. As I stated before, I haven't exercised in about 5 years, which is not a good thing. But just recently, I started exercising, and actually my wife, started exercising with me, and between us, we've lost a little bit of weight. So, it's a good thing to make sure that, you're working out, which we all know, it relieves stress, and that you're eating healthy, and that, you keep, maintain proper sleep, in order to make sure that you're making good decisions at work, and that, you're feeling and being energized, which will pass that along to the other associates. Try to find out try to find time out from the negative news. As we say, that negative news is ongoing, it's persistent, it's on a daily basis. So try not to listen to as much as you possibly can. Think about which sources of information might be helpful for you, and how much time you want to spend, consuming that information. Also, you want to think of things you can influence and focus on those things. Try to find a way to deal with, your own emotions, exchanges with family, friends, or colleagues. This will help you to stay calm and rational in regards to leading your team. And again, we have the EAP at our facility, and if that's something that you have in your facility, that's something that you might want to pass the information along to the associates, just so they can have it, because it is a good source of information and a great deal of help. And remember, what are you good and what you might help in these crises, and focus on your strengths and how to help others in a collaborative way. Next. So finally, we've reached the end. I have a couple of words here in regards to joy, passion, positive leadership, trust, empathy, all things that we need to maintain during these difficult times. And again, we'll get through this. and we have to stay positive as leaders and make sure that we're there for our associates so they understand that, we're all in this together. If you have any questions or if you need more information, don't hesitate, to contact me. I'm available at any time. Thank you, and I appreciate your time.
And Walker, on behalf of the SFMA, myself, Caitlin Santonzi, and our chair, Martin Perone of the Safety Committee, we want to thank you for taking the time out of your day today to present on positive leadership tips of the week. I think you had some really great information for all of our SFMA family members. And for those that have questions or may want to reach out to Walker and discuss any best practices, that's something that is available to you. You can reach him via email at walker.crego@usbosch.com. That's walker.crego@us.bosch.com. Again, walker.crego@us.bosch.com. We thank you again for your time, Walker, and for those that will be listening to this pre-recorded webinar, we hope you all stay safe and healthy and positive.